If you clicked on this video, you probably don't know what power scaling is, or you might have heard of it, but never really understood how it works and how you actually measure how strong a character is. And if so, it's totally fine, because I'm here to explain everything you need to know about power scaling and its functions. And in this case, we're using tier. Tiers are used in many varieties of ways. The closer the tier is to zero, the stronger it is. And if you don't know, we're talking about a different type of tier, not tier lists. We're talking about tier in power scaling. So, starting off, there are 11 tiers in power scaling. There are tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And in those tiers, there are sub tiers. Let's say, for example, tier 1. There are tier 1A or high A, which is the strongest, and then low C or C, which is the weakest sub tier in tier 1. And with that cleared, let's start talking about the tiers first. I'll be ranking them starting from weakest to strongest. First, I have honorable mentions, Infinitesimal. In this one, you're so weak that the 10th tier is literally a god to anyone in this tier. Anyways, let's get on to the real list. Starting off with tier 10, which is the human tier. This tier has 3 sub tiers. There are 10C. If you have the tier of 10C, you are an adult with the strength of a child. 10B is the strength of a normal human. 10A is an athlete level, strength of an athlete. Simple. We all know how strong athletes are. Just slightly above a normal human. Next is tier 9, Superhuman. The Superhuman tier has 3 sub-tiers. There is 9C, which is street level. You can destroy about a whole street, like a small one. Maybe an alley. And then there's 9B, which is wall level. You can punch a wall and destroy it. You can bend rocks or shatter stone, like rock. And maybe lift a boulder. Maybe. And then there is 9A, which is small building. You can destroy a small house or like break a car. You can see these abilities in Batman. I'm talking about Batman's physical strength is about 9A. Not talking about his tactical abilities and stuff. That would make him too powerful. But we're talking about power right now. And that makes Batman a really good example for 9A. Stronger than tier 9 is tier 8, known as Urban, which is stronger than Superhuman, but a Superhuman can still have the Urban ability. It's just a name. Don't make a fuss about it. And in tier 8, there are 4 sub-tiers. The weakest one is 8C, building level. You can destroy a medium-sized building. And then high 8C, large building level. You can destroy skyscrapers at this level. An example of characters at this level, 8C to high 8C, is some S-class solo leveling characters. If you've never seen solo leveling before, I really recommend it. It's not a manga, but it's a manhwa, which is like a Korean manga, and it's manga with color. Can you imagine manga with color? Oh, amazing. Anyways, solo leveling S rank hunters in the manhwa, whatever. It was stated that fights between S rank would literally remove the land and turn it into ruins. When Sung Jin Woo's father fought with another S rank, but it was too overwhelming. Sung Jin Woo's dad was too strong, so the fight ended before it even got serious. And as you can see, there was so much damage. But we don't really know completely if they just destroyed one building or do they just destroy the entire area, since it only said the land change and like destroyed, but they don't say how much. So I'd say that S rank hunters are anywhere from 8C to what's gonna come next, which is 8B city block level. You can destroy a whole city block. And then there is 8A multi city block level. You can destroy multiple city blocks. And if you don't know what city blocks are, I'll show you a picture. On screen here, this is a city block. What the yellow outline surrounds is how big the city block is. So yeah, that's about a city block. And then if you turn up the scale a bit more, tier 7 or nuclear is a stronger one than tier 8, obviously. And I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but there are 7 sub tiers in tier 7, which is, I guess, cool, but why? There are low 7C, which is you can destroy a small town. 7C, town level, you can destroy a town. High 7C, large town level, you can destroy a large town. An example of a character that is 7C is Netero from Hunter x Hunter. Next we have low 7B, small city level. You can destroy a small city. 7B, city level, you can destroy a city. 7A, mountain level. And high 7A, you can destroy a large mountain. An example of high 7A or 7A is Madara Uchiha. This was shown when he activated his perfect Susanoo, and when he drawed his sword, it cut multiple mountain peaks in half. Anyways, next up is tier 6, Tectonic. In tier 6, there are also 7 sub-tiers. The first of which is 6C or island level. An example of a character that is island level is Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy. Since Luffy almost completely destroyed Noah, which is half of Fisherman Island's size. Next is high 6C, large island level, and low 6B, small country level. An example of this is Sung Jin Woo before he inherited the monarch's abilities completely. Next is 6B, country level, high 6B, which can destroy a large country. 6A can destroy a continent. And high 6A can destroy multiple continents. In tier 5 are also known as planetary. I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but there are 5 sub-tiers in tier 5, just like tier 7. So yeah. There is 5C, which is moon level. Low 5B, small planet level, can destroy a small planet. 5B, which is planet level, you could just destroy a planet. A good example of low 5B is Naruto Uzumaki. Though I could say Saitama is in low 5B at least, since the feats he's shown is about that level, some One Punch Man fans would get testicular cancer upon hearing that statement. So I'm not here to offend anyone. Next we have 5A, large planet. You can destroy like Jupiter if you're 5A. And then we have high 5A, dwarf star level. You can create or destroy a dwarf star. Dwarf star, let's say our sun's a dwarf star. Yeah, that's a good example. So you can destroy the sun if you're high 5A. A good example of 5A to high 5A is Ichigo. The next tier is tier 4, stellar. There are 5 sub-tiers in stellar or tier 4. The first sub-tier in tier 4 is low C4. You can destroy a small star. C4, create or destroy stars. High C4, large star level, can create or destroy large stars. 4B, solar system level, you can create or destroy solar systems. And for a multi-solar system level, you can create or destroy multiple solar systems. Next we have tier 3 or cosmic. There are 4 sub-tiers in tier 3. First one is 3C or galaxy level. You can create or destroy galaxies. 3B is multi-galaxy level. You can create or destroy multiple galaxies. Simple, right? Next we have 3A universe level. You can create or destroy universes and celestial bodies. And now we have high 3A or high universe level. You can release infinite amount of energy in a 3D scale. So we're not counting 4-dimensional or any dimensions higher than 3-dimensional, or time that is incomprehensible beyond 3-dimensional. Now this is where it gets really complicated. In tier 2 is multiversal. There are 4 sub-tiers in multiversal. The first one being low 2C, universe level plus. You can create or destroy more than infinite universes. Next is 2C, low multiversal level. You can create or destroy small multiverses with their own separate space-time continuums. A good example of this is Goku. Higher on the list is 2B or multiverse level. You can create or destroy larger multiverses. There are 1001 to anything higher than a finite amount of separate space-time continuums. Next is 2A multiverse level plus. Characters can create or destroy a infinite amount of space-time continuums. A good example of 2A multiverse level plus is Sung Jin Woo from Solo Leveling. And we're talking about his peak, obviously, when he harnessed the power of shadows. Now this is where it gets really complicated. Tier 1 or extra dimensional. It really hurt my brain when I did the research for this one. My brain cells almost jumped out of my head. There are 9 sub-tiers, kind of. I mean kind of, because they're all over the place and don't really make sense. And I'm trying to make it make sense. Anyways, low 1C or low complex multiverse level. You can create or destroy 2 levels above infinity on a 5th and 6th dimensional scale. A bit stronger than that is 1C or complex multiverse level. Characters can destroy or create 3 to 5 levels higher than infinity amount of universes on a 9th dimensional scale. A bit higher than that is high 1C or high complex multiverse level. Characters can destroy or create 6th to 7th higher levels than infinity standard universes on 11th dimensional scales. Now we have 1B or hyperverse level. Characters can create or destroy 8 to any higher finite numbers above infinity on a 12th dimensional scale. A little above that is high 1B or high hyperverse level. Characters can create or destroy infinite amounts of levels above infinite universes on an infinite dimensional scale. And if you think, oh, these are just numbers, I can't comprehend this much, well then let me explain. Levels above infinity, let's say 3/10. 3/10 isn't, you can't get a whole number out of it. It's 0.33333 and it goes forever. It's an irrational number. So it's infinity down in decimals. Since infinity is an uncountable number and irrational numbers are uncountable. Now if we combine infinity, which is an uncountable number that goes above in whole numbers, combine it with irrational numbers that goes on forever and is uncountable in decimals, and if you're thinking of 3 level above infinity, well, that doesn't really exist right now. Since those characters are so strong, they're so strong that they're above numbers that we don't even know. That's called incomprehensible strength. You can't comprehend how strong they are because you don't even know how to. Anyways, a good example of Hypoverse level is God Emperor of Mankind from Warhammer 40k. And we're obviously talking about Prime God Emperor, not when he's sitting on the golden throne. Now we're on Giga Chads of level, Outerverse level. Starting off with low 1A, low Outerverse level. Characters can create or destroy infinite amounts of dimensions and realms. And they equate to first, uncountably infinite cardinals, which is a simplified one. We have 1A Outerverse level. Characters can create or destroy infinite hierarchies of dimensions and realms, and they transcend all plane of existence. We have high 1A, which is just 1A but much better. It is stated that it is impossible to reach this level of transcendence, and it is peak of power, and you cannot reach this much strength. You cannot be this strong. And finally, tier 0, boundless. You are infinitely strong. You are omnipotent. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. This took a whole week of research, and yeah, thanks for watching till the end. And I'ma go take some rest now. Bye.